Hey everybody, we're going to take notes from the 7th grade Common Core lesson 9.1 and 9.2, finding surface area of prisms and pyramids. You need to be aware that the surface area formula is the area of the bases, or base, plus the area of the lateral faces. Surface area, it's the sum of the area of all the faces together. I like to refer to it as wrapping paper, and we use the units squared because each face area is unit squared, so when you're combining them, they're still unit squared. And we have 3 examples. This one is a prism because it has a base on the top and the bottom. Examples 2 and 3 are pyramids because they have a base, but they're all connected to the top with the vertices. So anytime you're going ahead and finding surface area, you need to identify how many faces that you're going to be adding up. In example 1, I have a base on top and bottom, that's 2, and then I have the 3 faces that are identified with the height. So I have 5 numbers that I'm going to add up. The top and the bottom, the base, and then the 3 rectangles, 1, 2, and the one in the back. Some of you are able to go ahead and look and identify those 5 faces. Others are going to need to go ahead and do a net. If I were to go ahead and do a net, all right, it may look like this, with the base triangles there, and then the sides there. Right? I've gone ahead and pulled it apart. One of the things that's interesting when you're looking at a triangular prism is being able to identify what the base and the height is. They gave you 5. They gave you 3, and they gave you 4 meters. They went ahead and gave you a height of 6 every time. Okay. And I'm going to duplicate that on the bottom, and obviously my drawings are never fabulous. By doing that, I can find the area of each face and add them together. Some of you are going to want to use 4 and 5 or 3 and 5 and divide it by 2, but we know the base and height is 3 and 5 because it's indicated using a right angle. So if I were to turn this, which some of you are going to need to be able to do, I can see the height is 3 and then the base is 4, right? Or vice versa. So I have here that this area is 6 meters. 4 times 3 is 12. Half of 12 is 6. It's a triangle. And the area formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Area equals 1/2 times 3 times 4. Area equals 6 meters squared. Okay? So I have 2 faces that are 6 meters squared. I have, on this side, I have a rectangle that's 6 times 4, that's 24 meters squared. I have a 5 times 6 rectangle, which is 60 meters squared. And then I have a 6 and 3, which is 18 meters squared. Some of you are going to struggle with being able to figure out what this side is. And I know that if I were to fold it up, this side length of the triangle would match that side length of the rectangle, indicating both is 3. And the same on the other side, indicating both is 4. If you're not thrilled with the net, you could go ahead and do it this way. 3 and 4, that's 6. So top and bottom is 6. So 6 plus 6. And then you can see that it's 6 and 4, which is 24. And then I can see 6 and 3, which is 18. And then I have to do the back, which is 6 times 5, which is 30. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take my calculator out. I made sure I have all 5 sides because I have 5 faces, so I know I have to add up 5 numbers. I have 6 plus 6 plus 24 plus 18 plus 30. My answer is 84 meters squared as my surface area. So to recap, I've gone ahead and find the area of each of the faces, and I've added them together. I'm going to follow that procedure for examples 2 and 3. In example 2 and 3, it's indicated that it's a regular pyramid. That means the base is regular. Therefore, if one side is 6, all the sides are 6. Right? And if one side of the triangle is 9 yards, they're all 9 yards, indicating this is a square and that is an equilateral triangle. And if it is not indicated as regular, they would have to give you the measurements of each side of the base. In example 2, I need to identify that there's one base at the bottom, and then there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 sides. So I'm adding up 5 numbers. So I need to have 5 different faces, areas, to go ahead and add up. I'm going to do the base first. This is a 6 by 6. So area of a square is multiplying length times width. So I know that 1 is 6 feet squared. So this bottom part right here is 36 feet squared. Now I have a face here of a slanting triangle going up. Because this is 6 and it's regular, the base is 6. They've had to indicate that the height is 9, and they do so with a lateral slant indicated with a right angle. So I have 9 times 6, which is 54, and then 54 divided by 2 is my 27. So this is 27. Because it's regular, all of the 4 faces are 27. So I have my base that's 36, 27, 27, 27, and 27. So I have 4 27s plus my 36. So my surface area equals 144 feet squared. All right, in example 3, it's also indicated as a regular pyramid, okay? But this is a triangle. So I know that I have the base of the triangle, and then I have 3 faces that are to the top of the vertices. So I'm going to start with the base, which is a triangle, and it's indicated here that this is 9 yards, and because it's a right angle, my base is 9 and my height is 7.8. When the numbers get a little more confusing, I may go ahead and write this formula out. 1/2 times 9 times 7.8. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use my calculator because this is a calculator unit. And, all right, this is 35.1 yards squared. That's my base. Now I need to go into what the lateral sides are. So we know this is still 9, but we said this height is 10. So this face, because it's regular, they're all the same. So I have a 9 by 10. So 9 by 10 is 90, but it's a triangle, so I have to take half of it. So I have 35.1 plus 45 plus 45 plus 45. Now, I end up having 4 numbers to add up because I have 4 faces, the base and then the 3 lateral sides. So I'm going to go ahead and take 45 3 times, and then I'm going to add on my 35.1 for an answer of 170.1 yards squared. Making sure that as I'm looking for the height of a triangle, looking at the right angles. All right, so you need to be familiar that the surface area is the area of the base, or bases if it's a prism, one area if it's a pyramid, and then the area of all of the lateral faces added up. As long as you're adding up, you're showing me where those numbers, either 4 numbers, 5 numbers, 6 numbers, where those come from, I'm okay. As the numbers get a little more difficult, I would expect to see some of those. All right, guys, I want to remind you that you should be starting and stopping throughout the video, writing down notes. If I make a mistake, you're emailing me, you're checking my computation with your computation, and you're coming prepared with questions in the event you have any. All right, please do more than just copy the notes. Actually pay attention to them and make sure you're starting and stopping and understanding what I'm talking about. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.